Have you ever looked at pictures of the royal family and wondered, how do they afford that? The crown jewels, the gowns, the enormous properties. It's safe to assume that the royals are rolling in dough, and looking good while doing it. Since their jobs aren't regular people jobs, and royal family finances are complicated, taxes and all, we were curious about how they make their money and how much they have. Let's get to the bottom of this mystery. Stay tuned for the royal goodness. Queen Elizabeth. According to Wessex, a global wealth insights firm, Her Majesty is worth an estimated $520 million. Most of the money comes from ownership of Balmoral Castle, $140 million, in Aberdeenshire, Scotland, and Sandringham House, $65 million, in Norfolk, England, which are her own properties, rather than properties of the Crown Estate. The Crown Estate is the sovereign's public estate and includes real estate properties like Buckingham Palace. She does take 15 to 25% of the profits generated from Crown Estate properties, and collects a salary from the Duchy of Lancaster, which is different from the Crown Estate and represents a private and independent income reserved for the Duke of Lancaster, also known as the Queen. Still with us? She also has a valuable stamp and jewelry collection. Prince Philip, the Queen's husband of more than 70 years, has a much more modest net worth of just a cool $30 million. In 2017, he retired from his official position as Duke of Edinburgh, from which he earned a yearly salary of $500,000 from Parliament. Prince Charles. As heir to the throne, Prince Charles has an estimated net worth of $400 million, according to Wessex. Most of his money comes from the Duchy of Cornwall, a private estate that funds the life and activities of whomever is the Prince of Wales and his family. The Duchy of Cornwall holds about $1.3 billion in total assets, including land and real estate, and covers the expenses of Prince Charles, his wife Camilla, and his sons Prince William and Prince Harry and their wives. Princess Diana. As a part of her divorce settlement, Diana received $22.5 million from Prince Charles a year before she passed away. The money, as well as other assets like jewelry and personal belongings, went to her sons. Camilla, Duchess of Cornwall. The Duchess is rumored to have a net worth of around $5 million. Before marrying Andrew Parker Bowles in 1973, Camilla worked as a secretary for a variety of firms in London's West End, and as a receptionist at the decorating firm, Sybil Colfax and John Fowler, though she likely didn't make her millions there. Her wealth is generated through various endeavors, including real estate holdings, as well as a stipend from the Duchy of Cornwall, much like the other royals on this list. Prince William. According to Business Insider, Prince William and Prince Harry are each worth between $25 and $40 million. They both received inheritances from their late mother, in a lump sum of $14 million when they turned 30 and dividends of $450,000 each year after they turned 25, per Forbes. William used to receive a salary, that he donated to charity, of $62,000 for his work as an East Anglian air ambulance pilot before he retired to focus on his duties as a royal. Middleton. Kate may have been raised as a commoner. Her finances are far from common. Her royal expenses are covered by the Duchy of Cornwall, but Time reports that she may have a personal net worth of as much as $10 million. Her parents, Michael and Carol Middleton, own a successful mail-order supply store called Party Pieces and have an estimated worth between $30 and $50 million. It's likely Kate will inherit some of that money, along with siblings Pippa and James. George. The royal kids haven't taken an income yet, of course, but their impact on the British economy, though not the same as net worth, has been astronomical. Prince George's birth was a $3.6 billion boon for the British economy, according to Brand Finance. Princess Charlotte. Meanwhile, Princess Charlotte's birth inspired nearly $5 billion to the British economy, according to Brand Finance. For example, when Princess Charlotte was photographed wearing a particular yellow cardigan, that same cardigan sold out across Britain. The Charlotte effect in action. Prince Louis. The birth of a new royal baby always brings a boost to the British economy, and Louis' birth in April was no exception. While Prince George and Princess Charlotte generate £75 million and £100 million, respectively, for the British economy every year, the latest royal addition is estimated to contribute £50 million for the British economy this year, according to Cosmopolitan UK. Still, that's a ton of money. Harry. After 10 years in the Royal Air Force, Harry retired in 2015 to focus on philanthropy. While he was in the Royal Air Force, he made an income of $53,000 a year, according to Forbes. Not a bad fee, but certainly isn't the reason his net worth is valued at $25 to $40 million, just like brother William's. That's thanks to his inheritance. Harry, Meghan, William, and Kate can save their inheritances, however, because the Duchy of Cornwall, remember it, covers expenses related to royal duties, like travel for official visits, staff, and wardrobe. Markle, who was an actress before she was a royal, holds an estimated $5 million net worth. She made $50,000 an episode for her role on Suits, according to Fortune, as well as additional income from film roles throughout her acting career. Princess Anne. The only daughter of Queen Elizabeth, Princess Anne is worth an estimated $30 million, according to WealthX. Her assets included a yearly stipend from the Queen, $7 million in jewelry, a home worth $15 million, and a trust fund set up by her grandfather. Tindall, daughter of Princess Anne, is not only a British royal, she's also a premier equestrian who won an Olympic silver medal. She may not be high-ranking, but she has an estimated $20 million net worth through entrepreneurial ventures like her own jewelry line. Prince Andrew. Eugenie and Beatrice's dad has a generous net worth, an estimated $75 million, according to WealthX in 2012. He also receives a yearly stipend from the Queen of about $400,000, as well as a pension from his time in the Navy. Princess Eugenie. Unlike her cousins, Eugenie isn't a working royal, so she isn't supported by the sovereign grant, a taxpayer-funded pool of money that covers royal salaries and is different from the Duchy of Cornwall. But that's okay because in 1994, the Queen Mother, as in Queen Elizabeth's mom, put 2/3 of her money in a trust for her great-grandchildren. Eugenie and sister Beatrice were the beneficiaries of this, as well as a trust fund set up from the money her mother, Sarah Ferguson, received from the royal family in her divorce, estimated near $4 million. In addition to all of this, Eugenie has a full-time job as Associate Director at London art gallery Hauser & Wirth, where she pulls in $145,000 a year. Town & Country estimates her net worth to be around $4.8 million. Princess Beatrice is in a scenario much like her sister Eugenie. Both princesses do not receive an allowance from an estate, but they have trust funds set up in their name, with an estimated $5 million in hers. Another way they're taken care of is via their father, Prince Andrew, who allows them to live rent-free and supports both of his daughters financially from his private income, according to his website. Beatrice found her footing in finance and consulting, and currently works as Vice President, Partnerships and Strategy at software company Eugenie. Edward, Earl of Wessex. Prince Edward is the youngest son of Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip, brother to Prince Charles, Prince Andrew, and Princess Anne, and has a comfortable net worth of $45 million, according to WealthX, comprised of wages given from the Queen, as well as the sovereign grant. Prince Edward, Duke of Kent. Prince Edward doesn't get the headlines that his cousin the Queen or his second cousins do, but he's a beloved member of the royal family. His worth is about $10 million according to the blog Royal Splendor, including receiving $400,000 a year from the Queen for fulfilling his royal duties and a stipend from his time in the British Army. Lady Amelia Windsor. She's not that well known stateside, but she's one of the most popular members of the royal family and the 36th in line to inherit the throne in Britain. Her paternal grandfather, Prince Edward, Duke of Kent, see previous slide, is a first cousin of Queen Elizabeth. She's a model who is deemed by Tatler to be the most beautiful royal, and her Instagram gives an insight to the life of a royal we wouldn't normally see. She makes an estimated $1 million a year through brand deals and collaborations, so she's getting there.